Yesterday, we spoke about the relationship of a straight line to a curved line, which is really the circle, curved line. And this relationship can be called pi, yeah, or pi. This is what we did yesterday. And so I gave you a homework. And so for some people who didn't do the homework, you can still have a go. One of you measured a glass, right? Like the end of the glass, basically, and you trace it. Now I'm not going to fully do everything, but you'll get an idea what was done yesterday. So, Mr. S, you measured this one, right? You measured this one, this whole thing, and put it into a straight line. So you put a thread around here and put it into the straight line, right? So if we straighten this out, it would look like this. What's the measurement of this? Okay, it's 22 what? It's 22.4 mm. Now, what about the diameter? What was the measurement of the diameter? Okay, it's 7.2 mm. Okay, now what was the question I was asking yesterday? The question, yes. So the question was how many, okay, how many times the diameter, the red line, would go into the circle, yeah, which is really this. So essentially this needs to be a little bit longer, probably that long. So we have 1, 2, and something and a bit. So obviously, what was the question? Yeah, is how many times would the red line go into the black line? Yes, or that the question would be how many 7.2s would go, yeah, into how many 7.2s would go into, yeah, the whole circle, yeah. So that's basically circumference divided by diameter. Always something, yes. And so, what was our answer to this? It's taking longer than I thought. So, it will be 22, 22, 22.4 divided by 7.2. It's 3.11. Yes, the answer here is 3.11. And this whole relationship of C to D, how many diameter, is called pi. Yeah. So essentially, that is the physical answer. Now, how do we move from this to 3.14? Yes, because if we measure things like this, like all of you did, we can come up with this, yeah, but it's still not accurate. How can we get a more accurate measurement? And so this is where we go through the history of pi. So far, what we've done is calculate the value of this relationship, this pi. So before I go on to the history of the different values of pi, let's just do a quick exercise. So we know that from our previous lessons when you were in elementary or primary school, we know that um, 2 times 3 is 6. The opposite of this is going to be 6 divided by 3 equals 2. Yeah, those are really what we have done. And so it's this one is the opposite of this one. So if we could say, to write this differently, it would be 6 divided by 3 equals 2, and the opposite to that is 2 times 3 equals 6. In our example here, we know that it's C divided by D equals pi, and the opposite of this would be pi times D equals C. Yeah, it follows this principle here on the top. So we have now what we call the formula of C. Yeah, if I invert this the other way around, that's to get C, which is really the whole circumference, yeah, the length of the circle, is we just multiply pi times the diameter. So here is really going through the homework. So the homework is that if you have a circle, let me just get a bottle that's to make our things very accurate. If we had a circle, oh, if we had a circle, probably better to draw it. If we have a circle here, what is the length of the circle? Yeah. Find the circumference if, yeah, A, the diameter if the diameter is 13 centimeters. B, if the diameter is 27 inches. And C, if the radius is 3 millimeters. So those are the questions that I'd like you to have a go with, and I'll see you in the next episode of the video to clarify all of this. But I want you to have a go of all of the questions that is written in it. See you in the next video.